Let's jump right into something absolutely massive for anyone operating in the senior care space today. We're breaking down the most significant structural change hitting prospect pipelines right now. If you've been feeling that constant, heavy pressure of trying to balance client delivery with actually bringing in new business, well, you are in exactly the right place. You know the feeling, right? You have a stretch of maybe 2 or 3 months where your pipeline feels beautifully full. You land a massive client, you go completely heads down for 8 weeks, delivering just phenomenal work for them. And then you come up for air, only to find absolutely zero new leads waiting for you. It's incredibly frustrating, and honestly, it's exhausting. We pour our hearts into our clients, only to be punished with a completely dry pipeline the moment we finish. It just turns into this vicious cycle. Step 1, full delivery. Step 2, an empty pipeline. Step 3, the desperate scramble to rebuild it all over again. This cycle is literally the most common growth problem we see across senior care businesses. And for the longest time, the advice we'd hear from industry veterans was just, be more disciplined about your outreach. But let's be real here. That advice is fundamentally flawed. It's well-intentioned, sure, but it is completely inadequate for the reality of running your business day to day. Because the bottleneck isn't your drive. The problem isn't your willingness to work hard. The reality is that manual prospecting requires your time, and your time is entirely finite. You cannot physically deliver high-quality senior care services and manually prospect 24/7. It's just not possible. Human time limitations make continuous pipeline growth basically impossible without a real change in how you actually structure your operations. So to fix this, we have to look at a total structural paradigm shift. The old way meant manual prospecting, which meant relying on your limited time. The new way, using multi-agent AI to create continuous enrichment. Back on June 2nd, 2026, Go High Level dropped a massive upgrade to their Prospect AI feature. And listen, this isn't just some small software tweak. This is a foundational shift that completely ends our reliance on finite manual effort. In the real world, this update means you can run multiple AI prospecting agents simultaneously. Each one can target a totally different niche, a different geography, or a different lead type. You could literally have one agent dedicated to targeting assisted living operators, a second one working on home health agencies, and a third doing outreach strictly to elder law attorneys. They're all running in the background every single day, enriching contacts and filling your pipeline. And the best part? Absolutely zero manual input required from you. So what's the actual impact of all this? Well, companies using this AI-assisted prospecting are seeing a massive 50% jump in lead volumes. 50%! And honestly, the most incredible part of that stat is that the jump happens with zero proportional increase in time invested by you or your team. The pipeline just doesn't stop when you get busy with a client. It runs in the background doing the heavy lifting while you do what you do best. But the data gets even better than that. Once those leads come in, putting them through multi-channel automated nurturing produces a 77% higher conversion rate on qualified leads. I really want to emphasize that these are documented outcomes from the source data. These aren't just optimistic projections or guesses. The combination of multi-agent outreach plus automated nurturing is just incredibly potent. So what does all of this mean for you right now? Well, the window to be the first in your market with this setup is open today. If you configure your multi-agent AI setup in June 2026, you can let those agents run on autopilot through July and August while you focus entirely on your clients. By Q3 2026, you'll have locked in deeper niche penetration and incredibly consistent lead volume. Businesses that act on this month are going to secure a massive structural market advantage that competitors will really struggle to undo. The clock is definitely ticking. Which brings us to a very clear next step. To secure this structural advantage, you really need to see exactly what a multi-agent prospecting setup looks like when it's configured specifically for your business, your niches, and your territory. So I want you to head over to silvercore.io. That is silvercore.io. You can book a call or just watch the demo right there on the site. It is hands down the single most important conversation you can start for your agency's growth right now. I want to leave you with one final, lingering thought to chew on. Ask yourself right now, will your pipeline run without you watching it? Because if the answer is no, your current manual processes are leaving your business incredibly vulnerable to that exhausting feast or famine cycle we talked about. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Do me a favor and take a moment to share this with one senior care operator who could really use a pipeline that runs completely without them. Head over to silvercore.io, and I will see you next time.